Yes, guys, and welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for yet another pre-match build-up as Tottenham are back in action in the world's oldest cup competition, the FA Cup. Of course, 8-time winners, but haven't lifted it in 31 years. So today is a game that I really want to get over, beat Middlesbrough and get into the quarterfinals and give ourselves a chance. And look, I know Conte said that Spurs don't really have a chance, but look, we've beaten City this season. We've beaten them in the past. I wouldn't be too afraid of them. I think we have the tactics for them. Liverpool, we've also got a result off this season, but that's a bit difficult. And Chelsea as well. I really don't want to get them. But look, hopefully one of Chelsea or Liverpool can go out this round and they're tired after the Carabao Cup. That would be nice. But look, before we do get into it, everybody, make sure you do smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you are new. The big push for 1 million subscribers is on, and this channel is growing daily. So, you definitely want to be a part of the journey. If you're not already, it's okay. We don't mind you hopping on there. Just smash that subscribe button. And guys, feel free to get your super chats in along the way. It's a great way to ask the panel questions and support the channel. Basically, support We Are Tottenham TV. Support the boys with all the time and effort that they put in every single day to bring content. It's the work ethic on the two boys is absolutely insane. But of course, guys, we are away at the Riverside Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:55 p.m. tonight. I don't know why it's not just made 8 o'clock. I'm not sure why that is. Referee is actually Darren England. He is the guy that was in the VAR room the last day when we beat Leeds. And guys, I'll be basically doing the pre-match build-up, and I'll be taking you all the way through to the watch-along with the guys in studio who will be bringing you the watch-along and the post-match fan show, so that fans can come on and have their say. And this is what the pre-match build-up and the post-match fan show and the watch-along is all about. A place where all the Spurs fans can come together. You can have your say, and we can all enjoy the game together. And then we can either, be happy or we can rant after. So basically, We Are Tottenham TV have got you covered all game long. Now, look, I'm well aware that we did meet in the same competition actually back in 2020 with the tie. Actually needing a replay after the first game ended in a 1-1 draw. We ended up going on to win 2-1 at home. And it was Gio Lavani, Lo Celso, and I believe Eric Lamela who scored the goals. And we did end up getting over them, but we did need that replay. So, we didn't do too well going up to the Riverside last time we went there, so we have to do better this time round. And look, Middlesbrough, I'm well aware they've already had a day in the sun, and they've beaten Morecambe and they've beaten Man United to be able to get here, and Man United at Old Trafford. And when you look at that, you say, oh, this could be a potential banana skin. And yes, this game could be a potential banana skin, but that doesn't tell the whole story of the game. Middlesbrough, they had a handball in the build-up to their goal. It should not have been allowed. United had a ton of chances. They just failed to take them. They got absolutely battered on the night. United just failed to take their chances. But in the end, Middlesbrough done what they wanted to do, which was get a goal, sit back. They managed to get it to penalties and they won the game. So there is a potential banana skin there. But, I do think we have more than enough quality up front if we do create the chances to be able to put them to bed, to be honest with you. We have a super chat in here from Sindre Solvang. Absolutely love that name. Sindre Solvang. That rolls off the tongue. That rhymes. I love it. He says, Coys. Big yourself up. Absolutely pumped. I mean, you're not a Spurs fan if you do not love the FA Cup, as far as I'm concerned. The FA Cup is a great competition. I absolutely love it. I do be buzzing for it. But look, guys, of course, we actually beat Morecambe. We beat Morecambe at home, and then also Brighton and Hove Albion at home to reach this stage. We have not been tested away yet in this competition. Can we go to somewhere like the Riverside on a Tuesday night and turn them over, beat them, which we should? So we haven't been tested away yet. So it'll be interesting to see how we travel in this competition. And also, we haven't kept back-to-back clean sheets since December. So, we kept one against Leeds. It would be nice to keep another one here tonight and start improving in that back line, because we do concede a hell of a lot of goals. Look, Leeds was the first time in 10 games that we kept a clean sheet, and it hasn't been good enough defensively. And look, with Leeds, let's not kid ourselves. They've hit the post a couple of times. They had 19 shots on goal. So on another day, they probably could have took one or two of them, and we probably wouldn't get out there with a clean sheet. So, we really do have to improve defensively, because if we want to be able to even sneak into a final of the FA Cup, or we want to be able to, really get that top four, we have to tighten it up at the back, because we can't keep relying on trying to outscore teams, because we can't do that every single week. There's some weeks where we're going to be coming unstuck, like we've seen against Burnley, like we've seen against Wolves, Southampton. So we do have to tighten it up at the back to be able to help out this team to be able to go forward. Do I expect Conte to make changes? Look, my opinion is that I don't think we can afford to be honest with you. You look at the League Cup, we got knocked out in the semi-finals, out of the Europa Conference League. FA Cup is our last chance to kind of win any sort of silverware this season. Antonio Conte is a serial winner and has won this competition before. And Harry Kane wants trophies. If we don't win something this season, the talk is just going to continue on about his future all summer long until next season. So, we have to go full tilt tonight, in my opinion, and go at them as well, because we're not playing Everton until 6 days later, which is Monday night. We're not playing Everton until Monday. So there's plenty of rest time. I think the only concern I would have is you don't want anyone picking up a niggling injury, a hamstring problem or a calf problem or something like that, You do want to get out here unscathed. But for me, you got to put out the full strength team. You've got a team like Middlesbrough. It could be a lot worse. Put them out there, get the job done, take a nice rest for Everton, because as well, bring it back-to-back victories, which we haven't been able to do since December. Also breeds confidence, gives us more confidence, more momentum going into that Everton game. And the deeper the season goes on. So we do need to kind of get back on that winning run that we were, or that unbeaten run that we were on under Antonio Conte. And when he first came in, he went 9 games unbeaten. So it would be nice to get back to that. But look, a bit of team news for everybody. Oliver Skip, of course, he's still out with his groin. Jaffa Tanganga is out with his knee. Rodrigo Bentancur is still out with his ankle injury picked up in the game versus Burnley. And Lucas Moura, who picked up an injury in training and didn't travel to Ellen Road, he's still out with a knock as well. Interestingly, for Middlesbrough, Matt Crooks, who actually scored that goal against Man United, or had a part to play in that goal against Man United, he actually returns from suspension today into central midfield. And then former Gooner Mark Boller, the defender, he's their only absentee. He misses out with a knee injury. So there you have it. That's everything that everybody probably does need to know going into this game. It's been a good day over here. I believe it's been a good sunny day in England too. So no excuses with any sort of rain tonight for sure, which could make it a difficult game. Look, I do think Middlesbrough was sitting tight. I'm expecting them to be a bit like Sean Wilder teams of old. We have to remember when he first came into the Premier League with Sheffield United, they were found to be a very, very tricky opposition. And I think he will play 3 centre-backs, similar to sort of like a Conte system, maybe with an extra man in midfield tonight. So it's not going to be easy to play against. They will keep it tight and compact, and I think it'll be a bit similar to Brighton, but or Burnley, but with more people behind the ball. So it's up to us when we do get the space out wide to get them balls into the box. Get your touch on the ball with your first touch. Get it out from the feet. Get your head up. Whip it in. Get good crosses in there. Aim for Kane. Aim for people coming into the back post. Aim for runs across the near post. You've got to be able to put that ball in behind the defense or on top of the defense to be able to, cause them any trouble. Playing it all in front of them like we did do against Burnley. And I use Burnley as the reference because I think tonight will be similar. We played the game that they wanted, where we just passed it from left to right. Everyone's shirking responsibility, passing it on to the next guy to see if he wants to be the one to lose the ball. And that's what teams like Middlesbrough will exactly want from us tonight, because it's very easy just to shift from left to right and keep the gaps nice and tight. It's too easy, especially when you're not doing it at pace. If you are going to do that, you need to do it at pace to hopefully you catch one lad slacking and you can play that into that space. But apart from that, you've got to get this defense turned. You've got to get balls in behind it and really test them and put them under pressure. But look, enough from me. Let's start getting on some guests. Let's see who we do have with us. And we have the one and only Kyle Patrick Vineyard. Let's get him on. And guys, if anybody does want to come on and have their say, the link is up in the community section. Simply just go to the community section, see the link is there. Click on it and come on and have your say. But look, let's get on Kyle Patrick Vineyard. He was probably listening to Who Let the Hounds Out. No, Kyle Patrick Vineyard for the minute. Still no super chats. We will get him on. 1 second. I just see maybe the volume is gone or something like that, and I might have to type it in the chat. But we will get Kyle. Just be patient with us, my man. We will get you on. It'd be very interesting to see actually who Conte picks to go and goals tonight. To be honest with you, will it be Galini, who hasn't been on the bench the last while? It has been Brandon Austin. Will Galini magically appear between the sticks tonight? Who knows? I don't want him to personally. Look, you look at Galini, he hasn't been great since he's got here. I mean, he played against Morecambe. I think he faced 2 shots. One of them went in. Played 3 Carabao Cup games, conceded 3. Played 4 Conference League games, conceded 6. I would say in cup games and that you do sometimes have a bit of a mixed match team out in front of you. And maybe it's not the best games for you to play in. But I think all of us as Spurs fans, we kind of do think that he probably is not good enough, to be honest with you, to be a Tottenham goalkeeper, or definitely not to continue on for Hugo Lloris. So it'd be very interesting to see what's going on with Galini. Does he get the nod? Me personally, I'd rather put Hugo Lloris back out there. Like I said, I'd rather go full strength. I think the big talking points where I do think you might see changes is probably the wing back areas, I would say. Regulon for Session. Do we stick with Session, who, he was absolutely fantastic defensively against Man City. Against Burnley, then, he was really showing up for maybe his lack of creativity or end product going forward. But then against Leeds, I think he put an end to that answer. He was a good threat down that left-hand side, and of course setting up Matt Doherty for the opening goal. So do you stick with Session and keep building his confidence? Regulon, look, we have to be honest. I know he's been out with COVID, but he was also dropped for the game against Wolves when I was over there, which I didn't expect. So who does Conte prefer? Is it positions that he sees he can maybe make changes? I do believe he'll make changes. I do believe he'll put in Regulon. Look, I know people maybe have their doubts about Regulon, but one thing I will say is he always does offer a threat going forward. He makes very unselfish runs, overlapping runs, doesn't always get the ball. Even when he does, you're looking at it, you just want him to release the peg, pull on it, arrow one into the bottom corner, far corner. He doesn't do it. Sometimes he crosses when he should be shooting, shoots when he should be crossing. But I do believe 1 goal or 1 assist, that will completely change. Let's see if we can maybe get on Kyle Patrick Vineyard now. He is in the background. Are we ready to get him on? Yes,
Hello.
we have him. KVP, my man. How are you keeping? FA Cup Day? You buzzing?
Yeah, I'm buzzing for this.
Yeah. What is it about the FA Cup that you love, my man? Yeah. Yeah. Just quickly, Kyle, there's no audio on your end. You maybe want to sign out and sign back in. I can hear you. I can hear you, but nobody else can. So maybe you want to sign out and sign back in, my man. No, I can hear you, but nobody else can. So I'm not sure. Maybe you just need to sign out and sign back in. But we'll get you back on, my man. Can people hear him? No, nobody can hear you, Kyle. So we're gonna have to get you off and get you back on. Just log out and come back on. All right. Yeah. Just refresh it and come back in, man. Just come back in. So look, we will get Kyle back in. I'm sorry that nobody can hear him. Just a few technical issues. We will get them sorted out. So we will. Are we back again? Still here? Can everybody hear me? Yeah, everybody can hear me. That's all good. I don't know what's going on with some of these audio issues, but we will get them sorted out. We'll get Kyle to just log out of the system altogether and log back in. But guys, look back to maybe what I was saying about Regulon. Look, I do believe, once he gets that goal or that assist, because he under Nuno, he was our most productive player going forward from that deep position, to be honest with you. He had 3 assists. I know he doesn't have anything since, but under Nuno, he had 3 assists. He's probably our most productive player going forward. Um, so look, for me, it has to be him. Then you go off to right wing back. You're looking at Emerson for Doherty. Now, look, this is one that throws a lot of controversy out there. Doherty, he's come in, he's played very, very well against Leeds. To be fair, he came on, he changed the game against Leicester. And my countryman, look, I haven't been his biggest fan, but he did have a very good game against Leeds, and he is more productive going forward than Emerson. And tonight's game probably will suit him. But does Conte want to give Emerson minutes? I'm not sure. Look, we'll take Conte's words from his press conference. He's another player improving, working very hard and improved a lot. He's a serious guy. I like him. If he plays or doesn't play, his commitment and his attitude is always at the top. I think he's improving a lot, and he understood that in this squad he can have an important part for this team. So, judging by them words, it does sound like Antonio Conte is actually really, really likes Matt Doherty, to be honest with you. And it's starting to, especially picking him against Leeds, which I didn't think he'd do. I thought he would have stuck with Emerson. But so for me, I think this game would actually suit Doherty, but I actually have a feeling I would actually prefer him to pick Doherty, but I do have a feeling to pick Emerson. And to be honest with you, look, I know a lot of people don't really like Emerson, but I do, to be honest with you. Look, I know I'm well aware of maybe some of his deficiencies going forward, but I actually think overall, he's come in, he's done okay. I don't think he's done as bad as people have said he has. But then here's the biggest part. Look, wing backs, I think no matter who plays, to be honest with you, we will be fine. But here's the biggest part is there is rumours that maybe Davinson Sanchez could be coming in today. I'd be very surprised if it's for Ben Davies because he's not left-footed. So it's kind of like I'm not sure. It's either going to be Dyer or Romero, and all the talks are it probably could be Romero. Which, look, would make sense to me. He is off the back of a long... he was out for a while with an injury, and maybe you could give him a bit of a rest, keep him fresh. Maybe it's not a game that you might need to risk him. You probably would get away with playing the Davinson Sanchez, but my problem is with Davinson, he does always have that mistake in him. And it's that one mistake that could end up costing us tonight if we can't break down. If Middlesbrough do sit low block and we can't break them down, it's that one mistake that could end up costing us. And I don't know if I want to give Davinson Sanchez the minutes from what I've seen previously. Look, then you move into midfield. The star lineups will be out in about 7 minutes. I do expect Harry Winks and Højbjerg to take up them positions again today. Be interesting to see whether Conte wants to switch it and maybe drop another one in there, expecting Chris Wilder to do it. I'm not sure. But look, I think we'll stick with a 3-4-3. Look, I'm like you guys out there. I would love to see like a Harvey White come in and Alfie Devine come in and get some minutes. I would love to see it. But it's coming down to the business end of the season now, and maybe now just isn't the right time. My big hope is that we do get the game done nice and early, go full strength, and then you can maybe start bringing on some of these guys, because I think you have 5 subs that you can use today, and it has to be done today. There's no replays either. So for me, it would be nice to get it done and kind of wrapped up early, 3-4-0 by 60 minutes, and start getting on some of these youngsters to see what they have to offer. So we will. But I do believe that maybe they're going to get in Brian Daigle. Let me know if we are getting in Daigle from the studio, or are we going to give Kyle Patrick Vineyard, see if we can get him on and if we can hear him again, maybe. No, nobody for Kyle Patrick Vineyard yet. We'll just wait and see. And then you go into your front three. You go into Kane, Son, Kulu. Can you rest one of them? Give Bergwijn the opportunity. Yeah, you probably could. I think if you were going to rest one, I would probably rest Kulu and keep Kane and Son out there, because look, as I said before, Kane, he wants trophies, and I think he's in a situation where he'd rather be on the pitch and have his say and be able to do something about the result, rather than not be on the pitch and us lose and not be able to do anything about it. So I think Harry Kane will be calling to start anyway, and I think Son's in the same position. I think Son will also be looking to start today, and look, we already seen what the two of them can do together. They broke the Premier League record. Look what they've done against Leeds, dropping into pockets of space, hold up play. I actually think the two of them are probably, in terms of their all-round game, in terms of being able, like even Son, being able to hold up the ball the way he did against Leeds, it's been absolutely unbelievable. Which my biggest, I always thought Son was world class, but sometimes I thought maybe just a bit lightweight. But to see him holding off players like he did against Leeds and hold up play, he's added that to his game. So I think Kane and Son, they're ready to explode between now and the end of the season. It's just about what's behind them. Can they be consistent enough to help them out to be able to, have this final push towards the end of the season? But look, let's get Brian on. We do have, I think, Brian Daigle from studio. So let's get him on and see what his thoughts are headed to this game. Daigle, my man, how are things? I can't hear you, Daigle. Can everyone else out there hear Daigle? No, I couldn't hear Daigle either. I don't know what's going on. Audio is everywhere. Maybe Chris Wilder sent someone into the studio to snap some wires going on with no audio. But look, I'm going to keep rambling on. I do apologize, Daigle.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Finally, my man.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Do you know what? Maybe you can see me the Kulusevski song just so we can double check.
Give me a ginger from Sweden. What's it? The rest of it? Come on, Ben.
His
name is Kulusevski. I keep forgetting. God damn it.
Give me a ginger from Sweden. His number 21. His name is Kulusevski. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love it. I'm pumped up for this game. Brian, are you?
I am indeed, man. I am indeed. Always the FA Cup gets me pumped up. I was on here the other couple of days ago just saying how much this cup means to me. So it's a very, very important fixture.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And Brian, I think you were listening to me kind of rambling on, shiting on until someone got on. But I was saying about, can we afford the risk to maybe even make changes today? Should we be going full strength? I think I already know where you lie because you want trophies, but it's today a day where we can afford to rest players even. Can we take that risk?
Do you know what, David? I thought of at the beginning thinking there may be a few changes, but then I looked and seen them not playing until Monday. They've technically got the best part of a week to recover or whatever anyway. So I think he will go full strength. And we want this FA Cup. We need this FA Cup. So I think he has to go full strength.
Yeah, I believe so too. Look, for me, we all want the trophies. It's another 6 days until the Everton game. He has to go full strength. I think Conte will. He has talked in his press conference about winning this cup. He's made sure he's mentioned that. And look, and we've all heard what he said about Harry Kane before as well, where even if he has one leg, Brian, he will play. So I think that definitely puts Harry Kane in there. Sonny, I think, will start. But the big one is maybe in the goals. Now, we know he has rotated the goalkeeper in cup competitions, Brian, using Galini, but Galini hasn't even been on the bench the last few weeks. So could we see a miraculous return of Galini, or will we stick with Hugo or even Brandon Austin?
Please, God, no. Please, God, no. I don't want to see Galini anywhere near the starting lineup. Like we said, listen, if we want to win this cup, we need our captain in the goal. We need Hugo there. All right, he's made another silly mistake against Leeds, which thankfully wasn't capitalised on. But, excuse me, it's a lot safer having him in the goal than not being in the goal. And this is not, like I was talking to Ben and Simeon on Sunday about when we go to replace him, we have to get this position right. This isn't a position where you make a mistake and it's easily someone else can pick up the flat for him. The goalkeeper has to be on his game, and we know that Galini hasn't. This being our last chance of silverware, he has got to stop.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And Brian, just quickly, because we are a minute from lineup, so I might have to stop you as soon as the lineup comes out. But what I do want to ask you is, should we be concerned that, or be wary that there could be a drop-off in performance from the Leeds game? Because against City, unbelievable result.
Yep.
We ended up just folding at Turf Moor. Bet Leeds at the weekend. We're up against Middlesbrough, probably another underwhelming opponent. Should we be wary that there could be a drop-off in quality here today?
You know what it all depends on, David, for me? If Chris Wilder does what he did in his first season at Sheffield United, where it's expansive, overlapping, even the centre-backs going forward, then it's going to play into our hands like Leeds. But if they try and play a low block or try to contain us, the lineup, my sources in the studio are telling me that...
I got it. It's Hugo Lloris captain in the
Thanks,
side.
mate.
Doherty is in at right wing back. Romero, Dyer, and Davies at centre backs, and no changes there. With Session at left wing backs, and no changes across the back whatsoever. In fact, no changes to the team whatsoever. With Højbjerg and Winks forming the midfield, Kulusevski, Son, and Kane forming the front three. But just like Houdini, Galini has returned. He is on the bench with Emerson Royale, Reguilon, Rodin, Sanchez, White, Devine, Bergwijn, and Scarlett. So there you have it, guys. Everybody, feel free to get in a super chat. Let us know your opinions on that starting lineup. Are you happy that Conte hasn't made any changes? Should we be expecting to walk out here and get it done early? But Brian, one thing I do want to ask you is maybe about some of these youngsters on the bench. We all heard what Conte said about Dane Scarlett. He doesn't gift out gifts. He earned the minutes that he got against Leeds and stuff like that. Potentially, could we see some of these youngsters come off the bench today? Or maybe are you not expecting it because of what he said in the press conference?
Well, do you know what, David? And I heard you saying it on the pump up for the Leeds game when we saw Alfie Devine's name, and you said there'll be a certain person that will be very, very happy with that. And you mentioned me. Listen, people have heard me wax lyrical about Alfie Devine, and I'd love to see him get some minutes. Love it. If we go like 3-0 up and there's 20 minutes to play, bring him on and give him some minutes, because this kid is going to be an absolute superstar, without a shadow of a doubt. It's good to see the youth coming through, and this is the kind of times I want to see them in the cup when it's 3-0 or whatever and the game's done. Just bleed them in and give them some minutes and get them some match day experience. But until we know that game is all done and dusted, he's got to go with the originals. I was actually hoping to see Bergwijn in the starting lineup. But the fact that he's gone for the same formation and the same team after a performance like that, it makes sense.
Looking at that lineup, the way he hasn't changed it, it does seem to me that he has these boys absolutely riled up and ready to go. Yep. He means business today. And I just feel he's been on at them all, since the Leeds game about the importance of this, and probably hasn't let it, creep into their mind that this could be a walkover at all. I do think we'd be raring and ready to go. But Brian, we do have a super chat from Brandon Troller, and he says, Dagger and Flatcap on the same screen. Too much beauty, blinding on the eyes, you lot. If we're up by 2 or 3 at half time, big if, do you bring Scarlett on? What would you say to Brandon, Brian?
At half time, no. About 60 minutes, yeah, because if they come out all guns blazing, to tell you the truth, I'd really rather see Alfie Devine come on than Scarlett today. I really, really want to see Alfie Devine. I'm a big fan of Scarlett's as well. As well. But it goes back to what we were saying before, David. It all depends. If Middlesbrough decide to play a low block or a more pragmatic style of football, it's whether this 11, who could break Leeds down because they played right into our hands, it's whether we can break them down. And it could be a long night. You've got to be careful with these subs, because as we saw with penalties in the Carabao Cup final, if it does go to penalties and you've got these youngsters on, the last thing you need to do is give them a bit of a breaking confidence and then missing a penalty. It's a big responsibility to get to the cup final, quarter final of this cup. So you got to be careful with game management for this one, because you never know. With the FA Cup, is it extra time and penalties, or is it straight penalties?
Yeah, there's no replay today. No replay.
No, I didn't know if it went straight to penalties or extra time and penalties. But it's extra time,
isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's. I mean, obviously you can tell by the game management. I mean, if we're 3-0 up, then you can start doing it. But if it's like 2-0 or something, 2-0 is never a good lead to have, and one goal could change anything. But I think we should have enough, mate.
Yeah, and no, you touched on the Carabao Cup final there, Brian. I'd say you probably should text your wife today, because I believe it's this evening that Kepa's shot is due to fly over Canada, lads. So text her. She doesn't want to miss that. It'd be like a shooting star, my man. Honestly, you'd be well thought of that you're thinking of her for them shooting stars, so you should get onto her for that.
Yeah, I did phone her up and say duck.
Tell her not to be alarmed if she's watching Coronation Street and a ball comes through the window, lad. Not to be alarmed, it's just Kepa. But look, and back to Brandon's super chat. Look, for me, I know Brian's a big fan of Alfie Devine, and I am too. And look, I think we're all aware of his abilities, how highly he's thought of. But one player I have a little soft spot for is I would like to see Harvey White get some minutes.
Yep.
I really would. He can play left back. He can play centre midfield. He's got a wand of a left foot on him. Free kick specialist as well, dead ball specialist. So it'd be nice to see him be out there and maybe get a few minutes. He's been on the bench the last while, so it would be nice. In fact, it would be nice to see Divine, Scarlett, and White actually all get minutes out there today. We can make 5 substitutions today, I believe. So, there's no reason why we can't get them on there. But big up Brandon, my man. I really do appreciate the support. We have a super chat from Moondog. I feel bad. My bet is coming in tonight. No, look, you put money on the Irish Cafu, my man. He will deliver. I just have a feeling, the confidence could be using in him. And with that fine hairline, you just might see a fine strike right into top bins from outside the box from Matt Doherty. And just for you, Moondog, look, I know you've squandered so much money on Dyer this year, putting on bets for first scorer. Hopefully Doherty can repay you with this one, my man. And, bring the luck of the Irish. And then we have Donovan. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce that last name because it's going to make me look so stupid. But we'll just stick with Donovan. Maybe it's the great Landon Donovan. He's been a member for 12 months. He says, very, very clean. Big game today at the Riverside. Time to show some consistency. Let's set the tone with the first tackle. And he says, gimme a ginger from Sweden. He come from Juve and he plays on the wing. Gimme a ginger from Sweden. Number 21, his name is Kulizeski. Come on. There you have it. You deserve that, Brandon. Beat yourself up, my man. And or Donovan. And then we have Moondog. He says, I still have my bet on Dyer too. Do you know what? You might even just get the double in tonight. Who knows? Eric Van Dyer, he's not Moon Boots anymore. It's Eric Van Dyer. He might pop up, with his big mallet head. Surely, at some stage, that ball, it's just the law of averages, that ball will hit off that head at some stage and go into the back of the net. It's huge. You can't miss it. And hopefully he has another cracker of a game today. But Brian, consistency. How can Conte now build that? Especially if we win today, it'd be back-to-back victories, the first time since December. It'll bring a much-needed morale boost. And, can we keep that going between now and the end of the season?
You would hope so. And if you look at it with this formation, if we win again today with this same team, the only 2 other people that walk back into this team when they're ready is Skip and Bentancur. And what 2 additions to bring back into the squad with those 2 outs. If they can get a bit of rhythm now, and then we can reintroduce those 2 in whatever way we do, it can only be great. But on that Kulusevski song, I have to say the Spurs fans are the best. If someone had told me before Ericsson, Spurs would have a song for Aga Do Do Do, I'd have thought you were mad. And then to get ABBA, gimme. I mean, you've got to say fair play to the Spurs fans that come up with these songs. Because if I had to give you 1,000 songs to choose a song for, Agadoo and ABBA would not have been your first choice.
If this is a sort of mood that puts us all in, winning 4-0 every week, I certainly would take it. I've been loving life the last couple of days. Absolutely buzzing. But, Brian, I do have an interesting stat on Kane and Son, actually. I do want to give it to you, but we have a super chat from Kerry and McDonald, and he says, big up Dave and Brian, Titans of Spurs YouTube. Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, buddy.
Look, my man, I really appreciate that. I don't know about a Titan, maybe a big motor mouth. Maybe that's probably better for me. Brian certainly is a Titan, but definitely not me, Kerry. But really appreciate that support, my man. Everybody keep smashing that like button and that subscribe button. But Dagan, so we all know that Kane and Son, they did break that record, the Premier League record of combining for 37 goals. But this season, they have only combined for 3 goals, which is a complete drop-off compared to where they were at in the 2021 season, where they broke the actual record of most combinations in one campaign with 14, beating Shearer and Sutton's record from 94-95 of 13. Is the 3 combinations between them this season a representation of how hard we have found this season and our shortcomings in other areas of the pitch? Or should we be considering that maybe this combination is on the decline?
I think it's very, very hard to say that they're on the decline. I think it's very, very hard to say Kane and Son are on the decline. I think what you've got to look at is obviously the summer with the manager, the summer with Kane and the surroundings of his future, then the injuries, then going from Nuno to Conte. We weren't even creating a shot on goal for games under Nuno. So how they can try and fathom out a goal and an assist together is It's very, very hard. They aren't on the decline. I think it's just trying to find the way. I think Kulusevski will add a hell of a lot to those two and take a lot of the weight off them and free their space up, because people you just mark them and you're done. Just do it and you're done. Son and Kane, listen, they haven't been at their A game last season. They were in a purple patch all season, and it's what Jose got them doing. They'll get there again. And the form Kane is in. I mean, people are calling that pass from Kane to Son for Leeds a quarterback pass. Do you know what? It actually reminds me of like a perfect golf swing up until the green. It was just the most beautiful thing that just literally was a thing of beauty. And if you give Kane that time on the ball, he's going to find Son.
Was that good, Brian? Actually, I seen it on Pornhub last night, I think.
Oh, we must have watched the same channel then, mate. But listen, this partnership is on the decline. What you got to know is like people like Leeds are going through second season syndrome. When teams come to play us now, they're like, stop these two, or low block, and we cannot break this low block. So they need support. Kulusevski has shown that he could be a huge part of that. Bentancur with his full passing has shown he could be. So I think it's just on its way coming back. Listen, the first half of the season was a write-off because of Nuno, because of then getting in Conte, then Conte dealing with these players, then January transfer window. Now he's got time to spend with his team. And what you've got to remember is we were all talking after Man City, if that's what Conte can do after a week with no football. Well, imagine what he could do up with a whole pre-season. Yeah. With the whole pre-season, this team's going to be ship-shape and shiny and ready to go, hopefully with the players that we need. And then I think they'll be back to smashing records again in both goal scoring and assists.
Yeah, well, look, that does depend on your boy, Daniel Levy. What he
never say my boy and Levy in the same sentence ever.
It decides on what he wants to do this summer. You know, look, I think he's put himself in a position right now where he has to back him. You know that the opportunity is there to back him this summer. They've cleared out the deck. There's a lot of dead wood out. So the opportunity is there to be able to bring in before we sell. So we shouldn't be seeing some of the same excuses. And like, even if he does back him, it just to what extent, you know? Like even if they do bring in, like under Jose Mourinho, I think we brought in 7 players in one window. Yeah. But like if they do that again, you know, you can't afford to be bringing in, you know, the crap that we did bringing in that window. It has to be a very good window. So look, we'll wait and see how that does pan out. But on to today's game. How do you think who are you looking at to maybe break Middlesbrough down today? Because I like against Burnley, we had a full strength team out and just we couldn't unlock that door. Who do you think will be able to do that today for us?
Kulusevski. So
let me ask you about Kulusevski. So let me ask you about him because look, he's come in. He does look like that he has been here for quite some time, to be fair. He's settled in. He's looked like he's been here years. Yep. And for years, we've kind of been screaming out for someone to maybe add something from that right-hand side. Now, we had Bale last year who done it for a period of time, but Kulusevski has really come in over the last couple of games and has really proven that he can do that, which then creates more space for Son and Kane because the defence is more stretched out because what they were doing under us was just abandoning the right-hand side altogether, going over the left, especially under Jose Mourinho, and pressing. So Kulusevski does offer that sort of different dynamic. But what is it that he is bringing to this team that he's settled in so quickly, Brian? Because it's very rare that, as Tottenham fans, we see a signing come in and settle in this quickly.
Well, I mean, remember when I was actually on your show when it got announced that these two were coming in, Bentancur and Kulusevski? I was actually on your show. And I said I knew a bit about Kulusevski and nothing about Bentancur. And then once he signed, excuse me, when he had his debut against Brighton, he was very bright. And then I saw him live against Wolves. And obviously the Wolves game, you were there, David, as well. It was a very poor game and he kind of grew into that game. But what you could see is his pace, but he doesn't have pace, which isn't a bad thing because Teddy Sheringham didn't have pace. His footballing brain was the great weapon. And then when we went to Man City, twice he got on that right wing and whipped in a ball with his left foot, and twice they found Harry Kane. It's just another dimension where, like you said, we boycotted the whole right the right flank over Jose and the start of this season. But to know we can now use that as a avenue of to cause chaos is fantastic, and it's all because of him cutting in on his left. He looks so cool and composed, and he has settled it. I mean, I think him being able to speak fluent English always helps these foreign players come in. If they can speak fluent English from the get-go, it's obviously a massive starting block, so that they can integrate with the team, they can understand everything. So I think that's been a huge help. But like I was, like Ben was saying the other day, I think it was Ben, it may have been Sim, but I think it was Ben, saying if you look at the build of Kulusevski compared to Hill, it's night and day to think they're the same age. It's like he's built for the Premier League, and it's a very, very, very good start. And hopefully he'll get a hat-trick or 4 goals tonight. Who knows?
Yeah. And do you know what else I have noticed with him coming in the side? We can now switch to play. We've seen Ben Davies do it a number of times over the last couple of weeks and stuff, whereas before we weren't doing that because I don't think they trusted Lucas's control to be able to do it, but they trust Kulusevski that he's able to pluck that ball down out of the air. So we are starting to see more switches of play as well, which is very good. And someone brought up a great point on my fan show last night that he if you look at him, he uses his body very, very similar to the way Harry Kane does to be able to shield the ball. He's very good. But players that don't have that pace, you have to be able to use their body to shield the ball well to be able to do what they want to do, because they don't have that quick 5-10-yard pace to get them away to create that space. And I'm just so happy that he's come in and he's hit that ground running, and he definitely gives us a threat going forward. Brian, do you think that if we were to get an injury to Kane, that maybe Kulusevski could fill that role up top as the main man?
That's actually a really good question. I was about to say I don't think he has the pace, but then you look, Harry Kane doesn't have the pace. So, so your comparisons, I think he'd go Bergwijn to start off with.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is about depth and options, and Kulusevski is definitely another option should that happen. But fingers, toes, everything crossed to hope that Kane does not pick up any form of injury, because that will be absolutely, especially the form he's in right now. He is literally, the last couple of games, I mean, Man City and Leeds, he was outstanding. Absolutely breathtaking. And let's just hope that continues for the rest of the season.
No, I hope so. But look, I don't think the goal scoring department is probably our major problem right now. But I do believe it is a backline. Look, Brian, like I said, Leeds was the first time after a run of 10 games that we had kept a clean sheet. And even then we were lucky. Leeds hit the post twice. They had 19 shots. You know what I mean? And we can't keep continuing to give up that space we are in our back line. On another day, we would have been punished and it wouldn't go down as a clean sheet. And scoring goals is not a problem. I believe if we do want to kind of get that top 4 or maybe sneak into a final of an FA Cup, we have to tighten up defensively. And we do have our best kind of 3 centre-backs out there right now, and it's still not as tight as we need it to be. We still will concede goals. How can we tighten that up so that so many gaps are not appearing for opposition teams to get their shots off?
Do you know what it is with me? For me, that the defensive pairing, or in our case, the back three, is the most important partnership to get correct. It's got to be for obvious reasons. And I think if we know that they're the front, we know for the rest of the season they are the first 3 in centre backs. And I think if he can just say, right, Sessegnon, your number 1 left back, Doherty, you are now Premier League right back, and build some momentum and get some consistency of them playing regularly together, not, okay, you're coming out, you come in, or change it. I think that's the key for it. I think what we've got to do, we've been do you remember with Jose last season? A defender would play 4 games and then out of the blue, he'd just go missing for 6 weeks and then he'd come back. We need to build up some consistency of picking the same back line. And I think Sessegnon has done a lot better than people are giving him credit for. All right, he may not be getting involved, but his movement off the ball and creating space for other people has been vital. So I think what we've got to do is, obviously we know Dyer's the organiser. It's plain to see he's the organiser. Romero does what Romero does. Ben Davies, I mean, I said yesterday, I think he still needs to go have a drugs test for the pace that he showed on Sunday. It was 7 years of built-up pace that he used all to get to stop that goal, certain goal for Leeds. They're the front. They're the defensive 3. You know it. Whether they get upgraded in the summer, Dyer or Davis is up for debate, and whether they do, we'll have to wait and see. But I think he has to pick going forward the same partnership wing backs for the rest of the season. And if it's this two, this two.
Yeah, no, look, for me, he's going to have to sort it out, because we can't keep relying on having to outscore teams. We just cannot do it, because it will get to the point where teams will score one, they'll sit back against us, block it up, barricade it up, and we've proven we can't break it down. So we're definitely going to have to watch out for that going forward. But look, another player I do want to touch on maybe is Harry Winks, Brian. Look, he had a good game against Leeds, a brilliant through ball to Session, but he also had a good game against Leeds under Jose Mourinho, where he got an assist, I think it was, and never kicked on. And look, whether I like it or not, and other people out there like it or not, we're going to have to rely on him between now and the end of the season. Can that be the catalyst for him to kick on and give us a good couple of months to the end of the season?
He needs to play. Harry Winks needs to play teams that open up like Leeds, not the teams that play the low block. He's a liability in the low block, and there needs to be someone else there. Fact. If someone comes out and wants to play like Leeds do, Harry Winks can do a job for us. But we can't rely on him to say, right, Harry Winks is the man to do it week in, week out. And we're foolish if we think that just because he plays for Tottenham that he can do that. He needs to play in a game where it's not so low block, where it's not where he has a bit of freedom, when he can pick passes, like a great pass for Sessegnon, fantastic pass for Sessegnon. But he needs to play teams like Leeds. So when we play an open, expansive team, he can come in and do a job. I think at low block, he's just a liability.
Yeah. No, he definitely is. Definitely is. But look, Brian, I believe we have Kyle there. I think we might try and get him on for one last time for the last 5 to 10 minutes. But look, what's your how do you think this game is going to pan out, and what's your score prediction?
Well, I'm going to say 2-0. I did say 2-0 yesterday on the fan show, or Good Morning Tottenham, and I said Bergwijn will get both. I'm going to start. Do you know what? I may even stick with it and say it'll be 0-0 till Bergwijn comes on and gets both. But it could be 3-2 because I'm with Ben and Simeon. But it could be 6-0 and a Kulusevski double hat trick. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go hard mind and batshit crazy.
I absolutely love it. Just be careful you don't get too pumped up, because you don't want to be smashing up that studio, Brian. It's a magnificent studio, so don't get too pumped up, my man. It's illegal to get pumped up before 8 o'clock.
I'll try not to smash. It's my last time I'll be in the studio before I fly back to Canada, so it's not going to be one where I trash it. I go back on Sunday, so this will be the last game I get to see here. Spurs Everton, I'll be back in Toronto. But so I promise Ben and Simeon I won't be trashing any part of the studio today.
Well, look, make the most of it, my man. Make the most of it. But look, I have no doubt you'll be home for a couple of weeks, and you'll find some other reason to get home anyway. I'm sure we can find something. I'm sure Ben and Sim can think of something to get you back over for sure, lad.
Well, Ben and Simeon know if they ever need me, I'll be back. But I will be back in June anyway. I will be back in June. So I'll be back in June for 2 weeks. And this time I'm going to be with my wife. The 22nd of June is my birthday and wedding anniversary. It'll be our 8 years. So we're coming home to see family, and my wife can see the nieces and nephews. And also there's someone in this studio that may be having a wedding or something in June. I'll swim back for it if I had to.
So if anyone is flying over from America, Canada, and you see Diego with his armband swimming across, you know exactly where he's trying to head.
Exactly.
But I love it. But look, Diego, maybe you go and rest them vocals, my man, because you're going to need them for the game. Watch I'll be starting shortly. Thank you very much for coming in and giving me a dig out,
David, brother. I'll speak to you soon, brother.
I'll see you soon, Diego. Big yourself up. Oh, he didn't end on his usual leave you out. He didn't end up on his usual leave you out. I thought he was going to sign off in style. But look, we are going to try Kyle Patrick Vineyard one more time. Let's get him on.
Hello.
Kyle, can we hear you now?
Yeah. I can hear you.
No, I can't hear you, man. Try and plug out your headphones. Oh, wait there. It's on mute. 1 second. Now go. Now try.
Hello.
Oh, hey, come on, Kyle. We can hear you now, buddy. We can hear you now. Let me just check the chat, make sure they can all hear you loud and clear. Maybe sing us the contest song so we can just double check, Kyle.
Antonio, 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 Antonio,
Can people hear him
Antonio.
in the comments? Do let us know. Do let us know. Can people hear him in the comments?
If you can hear me if you can hear me now, anyone in the comments, then if you can, then please let the Irish Hotspur know if you can hear me. Anyone can
I
hear
think
me?
they can hear you. I think they can hear you, my man. Loud and clear. They're saying it's KVP on the MIC, my man. They're loving it. They're loving it. But look,
Yeah.
Conte has gone full strength today. Are you happy with that lineup?
Yes.
Well, yeah, full strength again. No changes. You know,
Yeah.
do you think we're ready to go and kill Middlesbrough?
Yep. We're ready to go and kill Middlesbrough because they knocked Man United out in the last round. Man United missed a penalty, and yeah, they deserved it. But it's time we beat Middlesbrough on their home turf again. We've done it before when we had Berbatov and Robbie Keane on our last time we played them there. So yeah, let's kill these lot and smash them tonight. Come on, you Spurs.
No, we have to smash them. Look, and it's only right that when we do smash them, Kyle, I go and have a kebab as well. You know, that's up the north of England. So it's only right we smash Middlesbrough and wash it down with a nice cheeky doner kebab after the game, isn't it, lad?
Yeah.
Extra hot sauce on it, lad. You know, for Middlesbrough. But absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Look, you know, who are you looking at? Who do you think could be the match winner for us tonight?
The ginger from Sweden. His name is Kulusevski. Yeah, Kulusevski.
Gimme.
Yeah, and yeah, so I'm looking at the ginger from Sweden. His name is Kulusevski. Yeah, he's gonna be the match winner again. He's gonna be the match winner. Yeah, Kulusevski. Yeah, 6-0, 2 hat tricks from Kulusevski. Yeah, and yeah, what Brian said. And I hear someone from WeAreTottenhamTV in the studio might be having a wedding in June, so I better be invited because I know it's Ben. So Ben, if you can hear me, you better invite me to your wedding, mate, because you know me well. So send me an invite, mate, and I'd appreciate it.
Kyle wants to go out there and give some MJ moves on the dance floor. Isn't that right, man? Doing the moonwalk, singing the Kulusevski song. I can picture it now. Absolutely love it. I love it. But big up KVP. Look, no surprises at all. Are you surprised we didn't even make one change to the lineup?
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't. Because I'm just glad that Houdini's not in goal, Galini, because I'm glad he's not in the goal. Because as Brian said, if we want to win this competition, we need the captain in goal. The best keeper, that is Lloris in goal. So, yeah, Lloris is the one we need to keep in goal if we want to win this competition. So, yeah, I want us to win. Then we can see Lloris lifting another trophy. He's won 2 with France, and this will be his 3rd. So, yeah, we're gonna go all the way. But as long as we can avoid Liverpool, Chelsea, and City, but we've got City's number, so like I don't know who you take. Is this the 5th round in a quarter-final next?
5th round. If we win this, we get into the quarters, my man.
Yeah, so I don't know who I want in the quarters. Like, if we get City, then we have their number, so we might as well. Yeah. So, but 6-0, a double hat trick from Kulusevski, and maybe I don't know, Irish Cafu in Doherty 6 assists. Yeah, the Irish Cafu 6 assists from him. Doherty scored at the weekend. Absolutely outstanding first goal. Finally took him over a year to score.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might score today, but I did say over the weekend Kulusevski and Kane Son were going to go on the score sheet. So, but I want 6 goals from Kulusevski tonight.
6 goals from Kulusevski. That's a big ask, but look, hopefully the ginger from Sweden can answer your prayers, Kyle. You know, I hope so. I really do hope so. But look, you know, we will let you go because we have one more guest to get on.
Yeah.
But look, thank you for being patient with us today, my man. Thank you.
And as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs. And maybe
Come
this
on.
is the first of a big up, Kyle. Big up. What an absolute legend. What an absolute legend. But look, we'll get on the next guest. Let's get him on. And it is Ariane.
Hey, I joined
Ariane,
last
how are
minute.
you
I just
keeping,
joined
my
right
man?
now, man.
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a
Huh?
while. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just saw this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me properly? Okay. It's
Yeah,
been yeah. I'm
yeah.
doing fine. I just got the stream. There's a little bit of a delay, so if there's a little bit of a delay in your response or my response, that's probably why. Yeah. So doing good. I'm pretty excited for this match. It's Middlesbrough and the FA Cup. Let's bring it on. This is like I said, the quarterfinals. You said?
No, this is the fifth round. If we win, we get into the quarters.
Yeah, yeah. So we're getting to the quarterfinals. Yeah, and I think there's still one game that's like Huddersfield and some other team. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there is still actually one guaranteed easy draw in this.
Yeah.
So you don't need to go ahead for grab a top six team if it's not necessary. So if
Look,
if
look,
you want to win, you
I
can
want
win
the
it.
easiest route
Simply win.
possible to the final. I really don't care how you get there, just as long as we get
Of
there,
course,
I want the easiest route
exactly.
possible for sure. But look, does it show that Conte maybe he's not willing to prioritize top four? That he is that maybe that manager we need, that winner we need, and that look, obviously next year if he gets what he wants with pre-season, that maybe he can bring us on titles. But he is taking the FA Cup seriously, full strength team.
Yeah, I mean that's what we have because this team is performing, firing on all cylinders right now. Especially even though we lost against Burnley, I think ultimately even that was a pretty decent performance. Just an unlucky moment.
Yeah,
We've been doing pretty well, and our curse has been outside of the fact that we do bottle some trophies, especially with Pochettino. When we're firing on all cylinders, he didn't take these cups seriously. The last manager we had that took this seriously was probably Mourinho, but that was towards the end of his tenure that we actually ended up falling out of the FA Cup 5-4 to Everton. So, you know, having a team that's performing well, taking a domestic cup like this seriously. Last year in the Carabao Cup, we got all the way to the final, and then we sacked the manager that was probably there to win it.
yeah,
And then this year, hopefully, if we can get all the way to the final and Conte still stays at the helm, we have a really good shot at getting something out of this game. This is in the final because this is one of those trophies. They're not people aren't gonna write it off. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's just an FA Cup." It's like a serious trophy. It could attract players because finally they're gonna because I feel like that's probably been a thing. Some
yeah,
players like I don't want to go to Spurs, man. I don't think we're gonna win. I don't think we're gonna win a trophy. But if we can finally break that duck, it might attract some players that because historically we have won a lot of trophies. So if we can get on the streak again, like we used to, that could be brilliant for us. It could attract players with on top of Conte, and then he could have decent, even better preseason, and it could even catapult us into next season. This
yeah,
competition is massive for us. People who want top four are saying, "Oh, I'm thinking long term." The real way to think long term is to make sure something like you can get something like a trophy to have something to
mm,
build on for next season. We got top four 5 seasons in a row under Pochettino. Look where we are now. That doesn't give
yeah.
you long term progression if you don't use it right. You need trophies to attract players, not top four. That's not the only thing you need, and this could be the exact route for that. And I think Conte knows that perfectly. I mean, he's a winner everywhere he's gone. He knows that.
No, absolutely spot on. And look, you were alluding to that we were eliminated at this stage um, under Jose Mourinho last year against Everton, but also the season before against Norwich, if I'm correct, as well. So, the last couple of rounds the last couple of seasons, we have struggled to get by this round. But Arian, is this game as simple as it's Middlesbrough? They're down in the Championship. We should be beating them when we're through to the next round, or do you think this potentially could be a difficult night for us?
It's 90 minutes in a knockout, man. And anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's the FA Cup, and Tottenham of all teams should know that we're the only team that's won it as a non-league club. So if there's anyone that should know this could always go the wrong way, it's us. Um, you know, Middlesbrough, even though they're in the championship and whatever, even though they do have a strong team, there's nothing stopping them from putting 10 men behind the ball and getting one lucky counter attack or corner. There's nothing stopping that from happening. So we do have to be careful. We're not. This is not some kind of given win. We all thought it was some kind of given win with Dinamo Zagreb last year in the Europa
Yeah,
League, and we saw how that turned out. So don't ever write this game off. We have to go with the same mentality as we want the players to go. We want to be ready for this game and we want to expect a win, but don't be thinking, oh, it's a given. I'm not gonna take it seriously. I'm gonna be on my phone all the time and just wait for the commentator to go crazy. None of that stuff. So we need to be behind the team. We need to expect a good performance. We can't accept whatever happened like against Wickham last time around.
Yeah.
And you mentioned like Everton and Norwich. Everton, I think that game was just it was 5-4.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. I think with Norwich, it's a little bit tough saying, oh, this stage is a little bit of like a bad stage for us because we were on a huge slump under Norwich, and we only lost that game because of Vorm. We had no Kane. If I'm correct, not even Son. And then we went down I think Vertonghen scored the opener of all people. Like it was just a team that was so depleted. It was like right in the middle of our injury crisis where we had absolutely no people attacking. I think even Lucas had gotten injured recently, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So, or Bergwijn. But something like it was a pretty bad squad that we had at that moment, and then Everton 5-4. Anything can happen in a game that has 9 goals in it at that point. Whatever team wins. And then Harry Winks I think had a disaster class to sell us that game for as well. So just some poor individual performance were really what cost us last time around. But this time Conte is not messing around. He is picking a full starting. I think if I'm not mistaken, that's not a single change from the Leeds lineup, right?
Not one.
So that he's going full strength on this, and I think that's best. We should be aiming to win this game 4 or 5-0. That should be the goal. We want to be comfortable. We don't want this to drag out at 1-0 or at 0-0 in the 80th minute. That's bad. That's dangerous because what's stopping them from going in an extra time or like in the 90th minute just scoring one luck? It's luck. It's 90 minutes. Anything can happen, man. So we have to bury this game as soon as possible. We need Kane to get on the score sheet as soon as possible. We need Kulusevski to get that hat trick. We need Doherty to get a hat trick. We need whatever to happen. All right. This is a must-win game. This is one of our most important games of the season, like to date.
Yeah.
Easily.
No, it is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on, Aaron. Well, look, thank you for coming on, my man. I really do appreciate it. But before we let you go, what's your score prediction?
My score prediction is 4-0 Spurs.
4-0 Spurs.
Go
You're going for a big one. I absolutely love the confidence going into it. Who's your goal scorers?
Big one. Yeah. I'm saying it's going to be Kane and Kulusevski. I'm saying 2 each.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, look, Aaron, give me a big come on, you Spurs, man.
But it's okay. My door's closed. Come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely love that. Big yourself up, Aaron. I'll see you soon, my man. Look, guys, there you have it. Another pre-match build-up for this absolute magnificent FA Cup game. I cannot wait for this. We are less than 20 minutes away from kickoff. What I will say to Spurs fans out there is, look, my score prediction is I'm going to go with a 4-0 as well. I do believe we should have more than enough to be able to put this to bed. I'm well aware it's going to be a tricky time. For me, I think we get that first goal. We go on and win that 4-0. If we don't, I think it's going to be a long afternoon and potentially we could be dumped out because first goal is crucial. If we score it, we'll grow in confidence. If they score it, they'll sit back, block it up, and it's up to us to break them down. And we've seen against Burnley, we cannot do it. So first goal is crucial and it has to go our way, in my opinion. But look, I'm going to go 4-0. I absolutely love the FA Cup. I've been the Irish Hotspur. If you have liked the pre-match build-up and all the pre-match build-ups, the podcast and everything else I do when I can for WeAreTottenhamTV, get over to the Irish Hotspur channel and smash that subscribe button. We have reached 6K. The big push for 7K is on. So let's see if we can make a good dent to that before the end of the season. So that's my channel, the Irish Hotspur. But guys, you have enjoyed this channel and you will enjoy it even more because, the watch along is coming next with some crazy guys, Ben and Brian, 2 absolute nut jobs. So guys, make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you smash the subscribe on this channel. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. And look, hopefully I'll see you all in the next pre-match pump up for the FA Cup quarterfinals. Hopefully we get there. As always, in Conte we trust. Come on, you Spurs.